Hola, buenos días.
Buenas tardes, buenas noches.
This is Barb.
And this is Estella.
And welcome to
Cafecito.
And Crime.
Crime and Cafecito it is.
It is. How is everyone doing? Hola, hola, hola. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. We hope that everyone is doing wonderful today. We just came back from vacation. But
Was it a vacation?
It was to me it was a vacation.
Oh,
dude.
okay.
What was it to you? Just like a trip?
Yeah.
But a trip is a vacation, no? I mean, because you didn't go o fuiste a trabajar, güey.
No, pero...
Pues exactly.
No.
Es una vacation.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, we just came back. I had an amazing time. A time was had.
A time was had.
And
we went to Tulum.
We did go to Tulum and we went back to the motherland. Es todo. Con nuestras pinches gentes, güey. Allá donde we deserve. But yeah, it was fun. It was amazing. I had never been to Tulum.
Me either.
Personally. But they have a lot of problems with sargazo. We learned that a new word.
¿Sargazo o sargazo?
Sargazo.
Okay.
Sargazo is a new word, which is seaweed. So I felt kind of bad for them because they're kind of struggling right now. So we were, Estella and I were, we were giving everybody a whole bunch of tips.
Yeah.
All the girls and
all the drivers.
Yeah. We were like, oh, it's 10 here, 50.
Yeah.
Nah, but for real, it was a good time. But I want to talk to you about something. So me fui. Y I knew that when I came back, I was going to have to clean the automatic litter. If you're for my cat. So if you're a man, I'm about to talk shit about you. So let me tell you. So I was like, when I come back, lo voy a limpiar. Chido. I came in, y estaba lleno de litter. So I knew that it was full. I needed to clean it. So yeah, I'm cleaning it. And then I started noticing that she kind of missed or whatever, because I really do think she needs a bigger one. My husband says she doesn't because she's not that big, but whatever. He just doesn't want to spend $200 on it. But anyway, next thing you know, I move it over. I don't know if this girl was throwing the sand out y estaba cayendo abajo. And since I was just cleaning, pero nunca moví the actual
machine,
litter.
Yeah.
The machine, exactly, the machine. There was like a whole desert. Abajo de allí. And so then I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I'll sweep it up, right? Yeah. No pasa nada.
A little vacuum.
A little vacuum, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so I'm vacuuming, whatever. And then when I realized que I pushed it over, the whole top part of the fucking automatic litter se quita, güey.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No idea. I thought it was a whole one-piece thing. Apparently not. And now I open it. There's piss everywhere.
Oh, shit.
I had no idea that I needed to do that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, oh, shit. Pues luego lo empecé a limpiar. Like, it didn't bother me that I needed to,
like,
whatever.
Now I know, so I'll just clean it.
You know what fucking pissed me off? This is where we're going to the thing. Your brother, my husband, calls. And I said, hey, dude, I'm outside. Toda picoteada, los pinches zancudos, bro. I was putting Clorox on it, la chingada, because I was like, I don't want it to be
moldy or whatever.
Or sticky for her, you know? I mean, I want her to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, yeah, I knew that. You knew that?
How did he know that and you didn't?
Because he put it together.
Oh, he didn't want to tell you?
He didn't want to tell me. Do you remove that thing? Did you clean under? Nada.
Yeah.
Nada. Oh, yeah, I already knew that. He's like, yeah, it comes in this. Anybody want to tell me something here in this household? The fuck? I was like, so you knew? Hair goes behind ears. That this whole time, we've had this for a year, almost a year and a half, that it removes itself for me to clean the bottom, and you never told me.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think you needed to know that. Oh, okay. Yeah. But we're happy to be back. So where are we going today?
So for today's case, we're going to Austin, Texas.
Oh, we're not going far.
No,
have you been to Austin? You've been to Austin many times.
Yeah.
I've never been to Austin.
I could have sworn you have.
No. Never been. That's the state capital.
It is.
Of
the Tejas.
Of the Tejas. Yeah. I've always wanted to go, pero nunca se me ha hecho. But one day I will go.
Yeah, you should.
So if you would like to come with us to Austin, Texas, go ahead and grab your cafecitos.
And let's get started. So the first fun, random, interesting fact. Wait, have you been to Austin before?
Didn't I just say I've never been to Austin?
No, wait, with the case.
Oh, I'm like, no, I've never been to Austin.
I just told you.
I don't think we have. No que me acuerde.
Okay. So
I know we've been to Houston before.
Yeah.
And
So
to Dallas.
these fun, random, interesting facts, y'all heard them before. Mind your business. And
Mind your business.
And act like you haven't.
No, and then you could put on there timestamp non-minding your business and minding your business.
Yes. So the first fun, random, interesting fact about Austin is that it was originally named Waterloo before becoming the state's capital in 1839. Being named
Waterloo. W-A-R.
Water.
And then L-O-U?
L-O-O.
Oh. Not like Lou, like Louis.
No, like Lou.
Like Lou. Okay.
Like Waterloo.
I wonder why they named it that. So weird.
Like I said, it was named after one of the city's founding fathers, Stephen F. Austin.
The founding father.
One of the.
Okay, got
fathers.
you.
Yeah. Now, number 2 is that Austin is the largest host of an urban bat colony in North America.
A bat colony?
Yep.
What does that mean?
Like a bat? Like bats?
Oh, bats. I thought you said bat like que se porta mal.
No, a bat. B-A-T.
Oh, bats.
Like murciélagos.
Wow. Okay.
According to Sunshine Retirement Living, every spring and summer, about 1.5 million Mexican free-tailed bats migrate to Austin.
Well, I'm going to tell you a story. Whenever I worked at a clinic, we had patients often that would get bitten by bats. Ooh. Especially over there in that area.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's like a area where they're
a colony of bats.
So, I mean, that's scary, dude. Because you like the stuff that like the injection that you get, you have to go to a traveling place, and then the traveling place they have to register you. It's a pedo way. Like fuck.
And you can actually view the bats every day just before sunset from March through October.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
They're Mexican free-tailed. I don't know what Mexican free-tailed bats entail. I don't know if I didn't know that there was different types of bats. I didn't know that there was free-tailed and the ones you have to pay money for.
Yeah. Are they paid-tailed and free-tailed?
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if, because they're different colors, none of them has black?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway. Okay. Well, interesting.
I'm sure there has to be like albino bats, right?
Bitch, I've never heard of an albino bat. I've heard of all kinds of other albino stuff, but not albino bats.
I'm sure there are.
Bitch, no way. That would look so fucking weird.
No, I'm sure there is. Dude, hold on. There was another thing about this murciélago que está así de grandonón. Like it's somewhere in Asia. It's like this big.
Like a real one? Like alive?
No, está vivo.
No, ma'am. I'm not doing it. When I went to the caverns in South Texas, I think they're in West Texas, like closer to San Antonio. We went to some caverns, and there are bats there, and they have a whole thing of how much bat shit is under there, like a whole lot of bat shit.
Yeah, yes, true albino bats exist, though they are exceptionally rare, occurring roughly 1 in 20,000 individuals across more than 60 there's 60 bat species.
That's creepy. That looks like a Pokemon. Like a shiny Pokemon.
They look like little rats.
That's exactly why I don't like them. Yeah. But let me tell you, so my story about how I went to the caverns, and allí they have a whole mountain of bat shit.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's where it comes, the bat shit crazy. You are bat shit crazy.
Why bat shit crazy? Where does that come from?
A lot of people say bat shit crazy.
I know, but exactly
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know where it comes from. Pero allí, they had and so the lady was like, oh, you're about to walk by.
See, I feel like I've showed you this before.
Or like bat shit poop. No, man. That looks like a man que está envuelto, güey. No mames. That looks like a whole ass human. Fuck that. Nope. Not doing it.
Yeah, meet the largest bat on Earth, the Pemba flying fox.
Y'all need to look at that because that's not okay. That literally looks like a kid in a costume.
No, it is the giant golden crowned flying fox from the Philippines.
No, ma'am.
You will never catch me in the Philippines.
I will not. I mean, maybe the Philippines is beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
It says, I'm sure the Philippines is beautiful, but it says, while its body is only about 1 foot long, it boasts an impressive wingspan of 5.6 feet.
I need whoever our listeners to look them up porque it looks like I want to vomit. Like it's
very Jeepers Creepers or something like that.
No, dude, it looks like
scary. It's it
looks like a person is in a bat suit and they're hanging there
upside down.
Yeah. So whenever y'all send us a message.
Yeah.
Because I would love to know what you think about that.
Yeah. And if you love, you know what?
What?
When I was in first grade, my teacher, there were like the word murciélago.
I love that word.
It's the only word in Spanish that has all 5 consonants, right?
Okay.
Those are
Syllables.
Syllables.
Yeah.
Is syllables?
Syllables? A-E-I-O-U.
Yeah. Yeah. Murciélago is the only word in the Spanish language
look
that
at
has
that.
a 5 on.
Guys, we're just giving you all the knowledge.
Yeah.
today.
I've always remembered that.
You know what? Your first grade teacher? Amazing.
Yeah.
She's a queen.
Her name was Miss Peñalosa.
Miss Peñalosa. I like her already.
Yeah. I don't know where she's at now. I hope she's very well wherever she is.
Hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully she's listening.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so then that was the second. Sorry, we just went on a little tangent there. But and lastly, Whole Foods actually originated in Austin in 1978 when it was called Saferway. Actually, the founders of the stores, they named it Saferway, kind of like a knock on like big corporations and all this other shit because they were like a small organic grocery store. And
I mean, I get it. It's still kind of that way because it's Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Like the foods are whole, not like you.
Did you know that Amazon bought them in 2017?
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Well, that's why you're linked to your Prime links to your Whole Foods. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
No wonder every time I check out, they're like, "Do you want spring onions?" No, ma'am. I'm good. I really don't.
Yeah.
Just can you just send me my damn shampoo?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, yeah, you can still say that they're kind of like Safeway, Whole Foods, kind of like
it's still in the same realm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But so then Central Market is HEB.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I thought that Central Market was Whole Foods too. No. I don't know why. Okay, my bad.
So that's that. Those are the fun random inventions of Austin, Texas.
Wow. I understood everything you just said. Mm-hmm.
So in today's case, we'll cover the murder of Laurie Stout, who was just at work doing her job when she was killed.
Stout. That sounds familiar.
It does. So Laurie ate coffee, Coffey.
I want to be named Coffee.
Well, her name was Laura, but they call her Laurie. She was born on October 1st of 1960 in Arlington, Virginia. Now, I don't have any information or name for her parents, but she was the oldest of 3 kids. It was Laurie, Beverly, and TJ. According to her siblings, Laurie was their protector and their leader. All 3 of them were like the little 3 musketeers, and they had like a really close relationship.
That's awesome.
Laurie was described as a nice, warm, and caring person. She could be feisty when she needed to be, but ultimately she just liked to look out for everybody else. At some point, Larry's mother and the 3 kids moved from Virginia to Austin. Now, when Laurie was 17 in 1977, she met Gary Stout.
Okay.
He was also young. I don't recall his exact age, but he was in the military doing logistics. The 2 fell in love fast and hard. So to Laurie's family, Gary was a nice guy. So when the 2 decided to get married the following year, nobody thought anything of it, or like nobody protested or anything like that. And I know she was young, but you know, it was the 70s. 3 years later, Laurie became pregnant with the couple's first child, a baby girl.
Aww.
According to family, this was everything Laurie ever wanted. She wanted to be married. She wanted to start a family, so she was really happy. But the happiness wouldn't last long. As it happens when a spouse or significant other is in the military, they can be sent or stationed anywhere all over the world. And in Gary's case, he was sent to Belgium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It hit both of them really hard, but especially Laurie, since she was now pregnant and was going to go through this time that is supposed to be like a wonderful time with your partner. You know, she was going to be without him.
Yeah.
So Laurie gave birth to a healthy baby girl on January 26th of 1982, named Dale, Daile.
Imagine like if she was to go with him, pero luego what it like, I wonder if she was born on base, would she be American or how would that work, you know?
No, I think
if he was in Belgium for war, then maybe they wouldn't let her come. But if they would have let her come.
Or she was doing legit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I really don't either. That's why I was asking.
So she gave birth to the baby while Gary was overseas.
Yeah.
Though
she had him here. She had her here.
Yes.
Daily.
Yes. Dale.
Excuse me.
Though he couldn't be there, she was over the moon. Again, this is all she wanted. So she flourished in being a mother. Gary also took it hard not being there for Laurie and missing the birth of their daughter. And not wanting to miss out on his daughter's life, Gary left the military and returned home. Now in Austin, Gary took a job as a maintenance worker in the same building that Laurie worked nights as a cleaner. It is reported, I saw a couple of reports, I don't know how accurate this is, that at this point in 1983, which is when the case takes place, Laurie and Gary owned a janitorial service.
Oh, okay.
So and their service was hired to clean a building on South First Street.
Okay.
This brings us to September 1983, where Laurie spent the night and into the early mornings of September 20th cleaning the first banister building on South First Street. Later that morning, at around 8 in the morning, an office tenant arrived for work in the office building, because it's an office building where people rent offices, right?
Yeah.
So a tenant arrived. He went to the second floor, donde estaba su oficina, and noticed that were some things out of place. For instance, the cleaning card was out in the hallway, which it was never the case since the cleaning took place overnight or the night before. He walked around a bit to see if anybody was there, and he walked into the men's restroom where he made a gruesome discovery.
Oh, no.
There in one of the stalls laid a woman on the floor who was unresponsive. And you could tell that she was no longer alive.
Like she had been there for a while, maybe?
She was just like laying there motionless, facing up. He immediately called 911 and informed them of what had he come across. He told the dispatcher that he didn't know her name, but recognized her as a woman who cleaned the office building, who we know was Laurie. Police arrived on the scene quickly, where the victim was found undressed for the most part. There was also a piece of insulated electrical wire found that had small loops tied at the ends of them. And she had like marks around her neck as well. So, it was believed that it had been used to strangle her.
Oh, wow.
Upon initial...
So they had left them there at the thing. Okay.
Upon initial inspection, it appeared that she had no defensive wounds. So the killer must have attacked her from behind, catching her off guard.
Yeah, she was probably cleaning the restroom or something, right?
Inside of her nose and mouth, there was wet toilet paper.
Oh, my God.
And it was determined or believed that it was placed there after she had been strangled to make sure that she was dead or that she died.
Golly.
Yeah, so...
That's some fucked up shit.
Yeah, because they placed it in there so... If she
were to wake up or maybe passed out, then
she wouldn't be able to breathe.
That is so fucked up.
I know, right? Like to do that and then do that.
That is so crazy.
Her clothes were scattered across the restroom, and it appeared that she had been sexually assaulted.
Oh no.
When police were able to locate her purse, they were able to identify her through her ID as 22-year-old Laurie Stout.
22, dude. A baby, basically.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's crazy.
As the scene was processed, there was fingerprints that were recovered in the stall of the restroom where Laurie was found. Based on that fingerprint, they were able to tell that when she was being dragged into the stall, the person who was doing the dragging would have had to place their hand there to kind of brace themselves.
Oh, okay.
To like pull her in.
Para agarrar como...
Fuerza.
Fuerza, yeah.
And that's how it ended inside. Now, the print matched another print that was on the second floor fire escape door.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's how they got in or left.
Exactly. It was concluded that was the escape route after committing the murder. The search expanded to the parking lot for more clues. Inside of a dumpster, they found loose wiring of the same kind that was used to kill Laurie. That, along with the fingerprints, Laurie's clothing, and other items found, they were collected and then were sent to be analyzed.
Because that seems like they could have had a lot of DNA within all of that.
Left behind.
I mean, we're in the 80s, obviously. Pero
there wasn't much that they could do, but there was things evidence, that they could do. Yeah. Inside of the building, detectives theorized that whoever killed Laurie did it in the middle of the night, meaning that they had access to the building.
Not only that, but that they knew she was alone, maybe, right?
When detectives talked to employees of the building, no one had seen or heard anything suspicious the day before.
Okay.
Specifically, 2 witnesses stated that they saw Laurie at about 12:30 a.m.
Okay.
As they locked the building, as they were leaving, they locked the building.
Yendo.
Yeah,
okay,
they were leaving for the night. So they saw her at 12:30 as they were leaving and locking the door. The tenant that found her in the morning, he did so at around 8. So she was killed between 12:30 en la madrugada to later that morning, 8 in the morning.
And then I think that when you're a cleaner like that, because I've had family members, even my mom, she used to clean offices like that. And my dad too, when he first got to the United States. But they don't clock in or out. So they just walk in once they know that no one is there anymore. And then they'll go to work.
Yeah, I know my mom has a friend, una señora de la iglesia, that cleans offices. Y que también sale, she'll work until like 2, 3 in the morning. Yeah,
that's how my dad used to do it.
Yeah.
So he used to go and then he would work at night in the nighttime.
But they work for themselves.
But they work for themselves, so they don't clock in or anything. So it's not like they would know, oh, she came in at this time. It's based on whoever anybody saw her.
Maybe she has to write her name down or
Basically, yeah. But what I was thinking with saying that was just that maybe like they have to go based on whoever saw her. Like you said, that person saw her at around 8 o'clock and then at 12. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking.
As investigators were finishing up at the scene, a frantic man arrived looking for his wife.
Oh, no.
That man was Gary Stout, Laurie's husband. When speaking to Gary, detectives learned that when he woke up early that morning, he discovered that his wife was not home from work. Oh. Worried, he drove to the building, which was not far from where they lived. When he got there, he saw that her car was still parked in the parking lot. And he also noticed the large police presence. And it was then that he was informed that his wife had been found deceased inside of the building.
Wow, imagine giving that news. Fuck.
I know. Y luego la niña chiquita que tienen, the 1-year-old, like Dale.
She's a baby.
Detectives then asked Gary to join them at the police station for questioning, as he was her husband and he had access to the building.
Obviously. He's always going to be the first suspect.
Yeah. Now, Gary was very forthcoming about his and Laurie's marriage and their relationship. According to him, they had recently been arguing a lot and they were having a hard time in the relationship, like they weren't happy. Detectives learned that shortly before her murder, Laurie had gone to stay with her sister Beverly due to a big argument she and Gary had, and that recently in the relationship that Laurie was just miserable.
They were having a hard time.
This caused the level of suspicion to rise when it came to Gary and his possible involvement in the murder.
Yeah.
Though the couple had been happy in their marriage initially, as everyone is, things changed when he returned from overseas.
Yeah.
According to Gary, he had an affair and was considering leaving Laurie.
Oh, you did all that?
Yeah. He met the woman while in Belgium, and she had actually since come to visit him in Austin.
No fucking way. You brought her here?
Yeah.
You perro.
Despite that, he said that he ultimately chose to stay with Laurie and not pursue a relationship with the other woman.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet.
You're so thoughtful.
You're so thoughtful.
You're so thoughtful, sir.
Wow, thank you, sir.
Did you tell Laurie that, though?
Yeah. Pinche perro.
But yeah, he was being forthcoming. But was he saying that just to cast suspicion off of him?
Because, yeah, we're like trying to figure out if you killed somebody.
So they asked him for his alibi for the night before. And Gary said that he was at home with the baby.
No, pues está con madre. La baby no va a poder decir dónde andaba.
Right. Exactly. The thing was that no one could confirm the alibi since Laurie, the only other person that could, was at work and she was killed. He could have left. I mean, honestly, Gary could have left the house to commit the murder.
And then gone back home.
Yeah, in time.
And brought the baby with him.
Yeah. People have done it in the past. Or he could have left her at home. People have done that too.
Actually.
And then he could have just, gone back home and with enough time to act surprised que mataron a su esposa.
Wow.
No.
I'm looking for her. No.
Yeah. I woke up and she wasn't there.
I'm with the lady from Belgium.
Yeah. I had an affair.
Woo.
Woo. Wee.
Gary. The lady from the truck.
Oh, yeah.
The airport.
So Gary quickly became a suspect. Detectives asked him to provide blood samples and fingerprints to compare to the evidence found at the crime scene. Next, detectives reached out to the manager of the building, Gary's boss. He informed them that Gary had fixed a water heater the day before Laurie was killed that used the same type of electrical wiring that was used to strangle Laurie.
Okay.
While detectives wait for the forensic testing of the blood and fingerprints, the results of Laurie's autopsy came back. The report stated that her cause of death was strangulation, and it matched the ligature found at the scene. Sexual assault was also confirmed, and though a sample of the semen had been collected in 1983, there wasn't much that could be done with it as far as DNA testing went.
Imagine, you just have all this stuff, but...
This evidence, this physical evidence...
You can't do nothing about it.
At the time.
At the time.
You have to wait until the advancements.
Oh, my gosh.
But the day is coming.
Yeah, the day is coming.
Yeah.
No, the day is coming where we're going to be like CSI Miami shit.
Oh, I mean, it's here now. Not that fast, obviously.
But one day it's going to be like that. I believe in us. In the science.
In the science. I wonder if we'll be here for that.
Quien sabe? And if we're not, hopefully it helps somebody else.
Yeah, for sure. When the results of Gary's fingerprints came in, they did not match the one found inside of the restroom stall. They did match other fingerprints found in the building.
Yeah, but he worked there, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, his blood type also matched the type found in the semen. But again, he was married to Laurie.
Yeah, it could have been that they had sex earlier in the day. And she's still,
The results of the blood and fingerprints didn't show that he killed her, but they also didn't show that he didn't kill her. Yeah. So at this point, investigators believed Gary was involved. They just needed more evidence.
Yeah.
So investigators asked Gary to take a polygraph test. Remember, at the time, they were like...
Whatever the polygraph test is.
End all be all, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which he agreed to take. He was very cooperative. He always was, right? So during the test, of course, he was asked if he was responsible for Laurie's death, to which he answered that he wasn't. Now, at the end of the test, the results of the polygraph showed no deception, which detectives honestly couldn't believe because they were pretty convinced that he was involved, because if Gary hadn't done it, who was the person who had a motive, right?
Yeah.
Then who had?
Well, because with this thing that you're like at this moment of the case, I feel like he would have something to do with it because, he had an affair. He wanted to
leave her,
whatever.
Having marital issues.
Pero, I don't know. I don't think that for some reason, I'm not feeling it.
So Gary, while not fully ruled out as a suspect, he took a backseat in the investigation. Detectives turned their attention back to the employees of the building. They began by speaking to the tenants, and many of them were excluded as suspects through alibis, blood samples, and fingerprint comparisons. So if it wasn't a tenant, then who was it? Detectives soon learned that the tenants weren't the only ones who had access to the building during that time.
Okay.
So apparently the registration for the University of Texas was being held at the first Bannister building, and they stayed open late so that people that worked late or, had work or had to run other errands were able to make it to register there after hours.
So the actual building place for you to register for classes for UT was where this girl...
The building was. Yeah.
Pero no tenía nada que ver con donde she was at, or it did directly impact it? Because it was the same building, right?
It was the same building,
Okay. So, I mean, it could have been anybody.
Yeah, it could just been an office that they were probably renting a space in the office building, and she cleaned the building.
Yeah.
Investigators were able to get the names of the male students who had been there that night, and were able to interview them and get their fingerprints.
Yes. Because, I mean, at this point, the only thing that they could state that could have been the fingerprint that could probably help them is the one that was in the stall, right? Because everything else could have potentially Gary's fingerprints already because he works there.
Yeah. Over a dozen of fingerprints were compared to the one found in the restroom and the fire escape, and there was a match.
Okay.
The name of this individual was Robert Van Weezy.
Van Weezy.
And he was 18 years old.
También un baby, pues.
So when Robert was interviewed by the detectives as to his movements of that night, he said that he had been there for registration.
Yeah.
And that before leaving, he went to the restroom and on the second floor. And after using the restroom, he used the fire escape to leave because it was closer to where his car was parked. He said that he did see, quote unquote, the cleaning lady as he was leaving around 12:15 in the morning. Detectives asked Robert for a blood sample to compare to the semen, which he gave willingly, and it was submitted for testing. So as they waited for those results, detectives looked into Robert's background, and they've learned that he had no criminal history.
I mean, he's 18.
He came from a pretty well-off family. Both of his parents were surgeons. He lived in a nice neighborhood. He had gone to the best schools. He was going to the University of Texas.
Which doesn't mean nothing. Because,
Yeah. There was nothing that suggested that he would commit this type of crime or any crime, but specifically a violent sexual assault and murder. Yeah. Despite this, detectives still searched for anyone who could corroborate Robert's story. They were able to speak to 2 employees of the education office, and they were able to confirm that they saw Robert Van Weezy leave the building at around 12:15 in the morning. And we know that Laurie was last seen alive at 12:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And when the results of his blood came back, they were not a match. So Robert was ruled out as a suspect.
I feel like anybody that their last name is Van something, like Van Weezy, Van whatever, they're really rich.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, I'm a Van Weezy.
Well, it's not Van, but it starts with Van. Like,
Weezy.
You never saw Gossip Girl, right?
No.
Well, Serena van der Woodsen, and she has money.
There you go.
Yeah.
See? I knew it.
I don't know any other Vans, but I'm sure that there are.
There are some out there.
Yeah. With money.
With money. Mm-hmm. And without. I mean, whatever makes you happy.
The weeks followed with no new leads and no arrest. But a month after Laurie's murder, investigators finally received a new promising lead.
Okay.
A woman called detectives and said that she was a victim of a similar crime.
Oh, shit.
According to the woman, she was sexually assaulted, strangled, and left for dead.
Oh, my God.
She was able to get away and later was able to identify her attacker as Daryl Kemp, a serial rapist and murderer.
Oh, no.
Now, in 1983, Daryl was in prison for an unrelated crime, but he hadn't been when Laurie was killed.
Okay.
So could this be their guy? Someone who commits this type of crime that was committed against Laurie isn't just going to do it one time, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're going to keep going. Now, when looking into Daryl's background, detectives learned that he carried out a similar attack in 1960 in California, where his victim, a nurse named Marjorie Hipperson, was sexually assaulted and strangled to death.
Oh, wow. And then what happened? Why was he not in jail?
He was convicted and sentenced to death for that murder.
Okay.
His conviction was later overturned in 1972 when the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the death penalty was unconstitutional. And his sentence was modified to life in prison with the possibility of parole.
That makes no sense. So how do you go? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about the penal system.
The penal system.
Pero what I'm saying is, how do you go from
he killed somebody,
sentenced to death, and then from there you're like, oh, it's unconstitutional, so let's take it away. But then also now you have an opportunity to leave. What the fuck? And then
if you want to commute it to life without parole, great. You know, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. He fucking killed somebody.
But you can get out in 15 years. What the fuck? What the hell? That's crazy. We need to learn about the penal system.
He was released on parole in July of 1978.
I can't believe it. After how long was he in there?
I don't know, like 12 years maybe, I want to say.
I told you. About 15.
Yeah, I think, or more. But just weeks later, after he was released, he would kill again.
Oh, my God.
This time, a woman named Armida Wiltsey. So that murder for her actually went unsolved for decades, and he was finally convicted of it convicted of the first-degree murder in 2009.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's
through genealogy testing también.
Super crazy.
So after he was released from parole for the murder of the nurse Marjorie.
So you can leave even though you killed a whole ass person.
He left, California for Texas.
Oh, sí, because he needed to leave from California porque pues ya me hizo una matadera allá.
Yeah. So by the time that he was, arrested and charged for the murder of Armida, so by the time that trial rolled around, he was already serving a life sentence in Texas for multiple rapes.
Are you kidding me? And he was out again.
Yeah. So he was a real piece of shit.
You think?
And at the time in the 80s, his MO was similar to what had happened to Laurie, what, somebody did to her. Having learned this new information, detectives go and interview Daryl in prison. They wanted to be able to place him at this crime scene or the area, so they began to asking his whereabouts on the night of Laurie's murder, which was September 19th, but she was murdered in la madrugada just after, midnight.
So September 20th. Yeah. Uh-huh. So where were you on September 19th and September 20th?
Or the very early hours of September 20th. Mm-hmm. Right. So they also asked him if he knew where the first Bannister building was y en donde vivía, pues.
Uh-huh.
He stated that he didn't live anywhere near the building it wasn't close to that area on the night that Laurie was killed.
Absolutely wasn't.
He said that he also didn't know who Laurie was.
Oh.
Now, based on where he was, right, currently in prison serving a life sentence, detectives knew that detectives were aware that Darrow knew how these interviews went.
Absolutely.
Right?
He knew exactly what he was doing.
He knew what to say. He knew what to hold back. And he knew how detectives were going to approach him.
Because the penile system...
Is it really the penile system?
Yes. Let him out when they weren't supposed to. So he had a chance to kill a lot more people.
And rape.
And rape more ladies.
Yes.
Unnecessarily, because he should have been dead.
When you think about how many cases, like people that if the system would have just worked, how many people would not be dead?
We talk about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's sad.
It's sad, but it's unfortunate. But it's like, dude, how many people would have been saved if he would have just died or stayed in fucking jail?
In prison.
Prison.
Or had been killed.
Yeah.
With the death penalty.
Yeah. But it was unconstitutional, pues.
That's what they say.
The roaches.
So you're right.
I think todavía a roach probably has more respect than... Because a roach todavía, they have something for the ecosystem than a rapist and a murderer. Probably.
Or a pedophile. All them hoes.
All of the hoes above.
Oh, yeah. For reals. Now, because Darrow knew, how these things worked, as I said, because of it, the detectives didn't trust the words that were coming out of his mouth. They just be like, we're taking what he's saying with a grain of salt, pretty much. Mm-hmm. So they asked him if he was willing to take a polygraph.
Don't forget, back in the day, polygraph test, eh? Not poly, but polygraph. Eh?
And Darrow was like, no, because I don't trust them.
Oh.
And he was like, okay, I don't want to talk about this anymore. And he started he became uncooperative.
Uncooperative.
Yeah.
Él dijo,
ya.
Se me acaban de quitar las ganas de hacer el pinche madre.
Ya.
Se me acaban de quitar. Ahorita.
Se me acaban de quitar las ganas de hablar.
Ya me cansé.
Ya me voy. Dame mi abogado.
I'm going back to my hole. See you later.
Yeah, to my hole. To his hole.
Yeah.
Not only did he decline to take a polygraph, but of course, he also declined giving a sample of his blood and fingerprints.
Absolutely, porque él dijo, yo no hice nada.
A mí no me van a echar otro.
No, because I don't trust you. Bitch, get your ass out of here.
If there was one person to trust,
yes,
it would be us.
Yes, of course.
We don't trust you.
We don't trust you.
That's why.
Yeah, that's why we need this information from you.
It didn't matter because with the information they had gathered, detectives were able to obtain a warrant for his DNA.
Absolutely. Pero, I mean, por cagar el palo.
Yeah, of course. That's what they like to do.
Palo, más para estar chingando ahí. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I'm not going to do it. And then you have to do it anyway. Che pendejo.
When the results came back, they were not a match.
No mames. Okay, now I think it's Gary. First of all, his name is Gary.
Yes, so there's a lot of Garys that have been serial killers.
Yes. And Jeffries, Garys, Michael Myers, all of that. Pero, I don't know. Now I'm like confused because I could have sworn it was this motherfucker. But this motherfucker needed to go to jail and die anyway.
Oh, I'm telling you, he was a piece of literal shit on fire.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if it's on fire.
No, it needs to be. He needs to burn.
It needs to be, yeah. Mm-hmm. He needs to they need to put him in acid, pero de las patas primero.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, de la cabeza primero con las patas para arriba, para que le duela.
No, güey, pero de la cabeza te vas a morir rápido. De las patas duras.
Psst, oh, así. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Duras, güey.
Yeah, that's true.
See, I thought about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of scary.
No. Unfortunately, Laurie's case, with time, it went cold. The lack of answers plagued the Coffey and the Stout family for years to come, leaving them without any closure.
Espérame, I thought you were going to say something about coffee, and I was like, coffee where? We're going?
Laurie's family and even actually some of Gary's family believed that he was involved in what happened to Laurie. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, because if you think about it, my first thought was he's in the military, so he probably was in the military, so he probably knows how to, talk and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. That's why I thought it wasn't Gary. Maybe it is Gary. I don't know.
In time, Gary did not want to have to do anything with the Coffeys, and he took Dale and moved out of state, severing the relationship between Laurie's family and the baby.
No way.
And actually,
A ver, ¿y por qué?
Dale herself later stated that her dad never wanted to talk about what happened to her mom. And it wasn't until she got older that she was able to have access to the internet that she learned what happened to her mom.
What? Mm-hmm. Pero...
No le dijo el señor.
That's kind of... I mean, did he hate her that bad?
No,
like,
I don't think he hated her, but they were like, fuck, like they think... Maybe, I don't know. This is just me... What if he's like, they think that I did it? What if my daughter thinks that I did it too? What am I going to do?
Yeah, pero if your daughter is a lick of smart, then she'll know, no, there's no evidence. There's no evidence to show that my dad did it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's like... But
remember...
Okay. It's in the 80s, whatever.
No, I mean... Dale was... I mean, she was born in 82, so... Yeah. 81.
81.
So by the time she had access to the internet, she was already older.
Well, yeah, in the 90s. Really slow.
In 2000s. 2000s.
Like this.
So almost a decade passed when a new team of detectives reopened the case in 1992.
Do you think, now I'm going back to Gary. Do you think he feels like, okay, if I talk about it, then they'll think that I did it?
No, I just think that él tampoco lo pudo superar. And since everybody always thought that he did it, como que les agarró coraje to the whole situation. I don't know. But that's just what I think.
Yeah, pero también the fact that he's like, we're not going to have anything to do with her family, that's fucked up.
Maybe he just didn't want to process what happened. And that was just his way of dealing with what happened. I don't know. That's what I think. Not that it matters, right?
It doesn't matter. But I'm just mad at Gary.
Again, like I said, almost a decade passed when a new team of detectives reopened the case in 1992. And, sometimes this is what a case needs, a new pair of fresh eyes to review the evidence.
Oh, yeah, agree.
Also, with new tools available, such as DNA testing, detectives believe that the case could now be solved with advances in technology. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They began by reviewing all of the suspects from 9 years ago and started with Laurie Stout. His DNA now was submitted and tested against the semen that was collected. Not like identifying the blood types and all that. So no, straight up DNA testing, bitch. We're gonna know if this was you. So his DNA was submitted and tested against the semen that was collected at the crime scene, and it was not a match.
Okay, so it was not Gary.
So Gary, after all this time, almost 10 years by this point, over 10 years, he was finally truly removed as a suspect from her murder.
There you go. But now, why did you take the little girl from her little family? That's what I want to know. But anyway, so was it Winsley?
When reviewing all of the evidence from the original case, the detectives learned that one of the reports from 1983 that provided information about the blood typing they used to compare the semen collected at the scene had a clerical error.
Holy shit. Are you serious? Dun, dun, dun.
This report had been used to exclude a suspect, but with this clerical error, the suspect should have been included as a suspect, not excluded.
And somebody missed that?
Well, they put, instead of include, they put exclude. That was the clerical error in the paper, in the report from the testing.
Was it Van Weasley?
Van Weasley.
Oh.
The suspect was Robert Van Weasley.
I knew it.
Now remember,
no, I didn't know that.
Robert's prints were found in the restroom stall inside and the second floor fire escape door.
Yeah, because he said, which made no sense, because why the fuck would you say, oh, I'm going to go through the fire exit because I parked closer over there? That makes no sense. Use the front fucking door.
I would do that.
No, but exactly. That's why you did it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Remember, Robert's prints were found in the restroom stall and the second floor fire escape door. He was seen leaving the building at 12:15 a.m. And Laurie, again, was seen still alive at 12:30 a.m. When looking into Robert Van Weasley's life for the past decade, detectives learned that he still hadn't had any run-ins with the law. So they re-examined the fingerprints found at the crime scene and find something very suspicious that I honestly do not know how was missed.
Okay, which I'm not surprised. Sister, I'm not surprised.
Now, the fingerprints on the door make sense if you were pushing the door to exit, right? Like he's trying to leave through the fire escape, so you push the door open to leave, right? So I saw those fingerprints. But there were also prints found on the outside of the door, on the handle, as if opening the door to go back into the building.
And why were you doing that? Did you park inside?
Exactly. So he left the building. Yes, like we know that he left the building. But then he came back. Which he would have been able to do if he left the door propped open with something para que no cerrara completamente.
Sí, porque those doors, they usually lock.
Get locked from the inside. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In trying to locate Robert to speak to him, detectives run into a major roadblock.
What is it?
They were not able to locate him. And so they reached out to his family members, and they were uncooperative. And they told detectives, here's our lawyer's number. Oh, and this is Robert's lawyer's number.
Wow.
Or their attorney.
Because you know why? Tienen dinero.
Because they have money. Mm-hmm. So detectives reach out to the attorney, and the attorney informed them that Robert Van Weezy was out of the country.
He just all of a sudden, he just, you know what? Él dijo, me voy. Él dijo, me voy. Y se fue.
He said, sayonara. Adios.
He said, peace out.
Arrivederci.
And
Ciao.
se fue. Because he can do that.
Mm-hmm. Porque él tiene dinero.
Él tiene dinero.
Yeah.
Imagine like one of the listeners be like, pues yo tengo dinero. ¿Y por qué me dicen eso? You know?
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
Now, it is believed that because obviously the reopening of the case, the testing and all of that, it took years for all of that.
Yeah,
it didn't just happen at once.
You know that.
That's the thing. It is believed that somehow he learned that the case had been reopened.
Oh, was he a lawyer or something?
With the new advances in technology, they were going to retest all of the evidence that they had. And he knew that it was going to be a match for him. So he decided to make a run for it because he's a scared little bitch.
Absolutely. Because most of the time, they are little bitches. Little bitches. You want to be all
hard and shit and
murder people.
And rape and shit.
Pero eres bien malo para ir. Why don't you go to jail? A ver.
¿Cómo se dice? If you can't make the time, if you can't do the crime.
If you can't do the time, don't make the crime. Or don't do the crime.
Yes.
Yeah. No, don't do the crime at all.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Please,
don't do the crime. Alone. Even if you can make the time or whatever.
Just don't do it.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yes.
Go read a book.
Yeah. And your penis to yourself too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Investigators, nobody wants to see that. Investigators scrambled to reach out to anyone who knew Robert
to see where he went.
Right. In hopes of learning about his whereabouts. But to no one's surprise, his friends and family were uncooperative.
No, everybody was like, we're going to protect him.
Yeah. They zipped their mouth up.
I'm sorry, but I would tell on you. I would. I'm sorry.
Like, even, obviously, they don't know that of Robert, right? That he could be capable of doing this.
No, because at this point, the cops are just like, hey, we want to ask him some questions about this.
Why are you running?
But why?
If you're innocent, why are you running?
Yeah, and then
you have all the monies. You have an attorney. Quédate, güey. Face the music.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, okay, so you're telling me that you're not going to tell on him because of why? So he obviously is leaving for a reason.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So even I would be like, yeah, he's here. He didn't do anything. Go find him.
He's here. Yeah. He's right there in Monaco.
Yeah, wherever.
Wherever. Yeah. I don't know. I just made that
up. Now, before they can launch an international manhunt.
Not international.
International manhunt, detectives need to find more evidence.
That it was him.
That Robert killed Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
Since they were unable to get Robert's DNA, detectives work on how they can get like an actual DNA of someone related to him and do YSTR testing, which is just like familial DNA.
Yeah, you can get some trash from outside of the door.
Exactly.
But that's because... I mean,
now you know.
Now I know. But what I'm saying is, how did they not get DNA from him whenever they first interviewed him?
Well, they just got blood, but now they need like actual to test against.
I get what you mean.
Yeah,
you mean by like fingerprints?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm like, they missed it. They fucked up bad.
That was a clerical error.
They royally fucked that up. Like, even if it's clerical, like, how is that even possible?
Yeah, I mean, we're not robots. People are humans. They make mistakes.
Pero type instead of write and handwriting, bitch, or do something. I don't know.
So that type of testing is specific to the Y chromosome, which is shared between fathers and brothers and all that. So Robert had brothers in Austin at the time, and their DNA would be able to be tested against the semen found at the crime scene. So knowing that Robert's family would absolutely refuse to give a DNA sample.
Don't even think about it.
Detectives decided to stake out the family's members' home. And like you were saying, at one point, one of the brothers took out the trash. And, detectives went to be like, this is mine.
I would have been like, pasó el bote. Pasó el bote de la basura.
I'm waste management.
Yeah. And I'm picking it up.
So since trash is considered abandoned, You don't need a warrant for that.
No, especially if it's in the trash can.
Yeah.
That is probably now out in the front, not even on your property anymore.
Yeah.
So
from the trash, they gathered items that would have gathered DNA, such as razor blades, toothpicks, straws, cups, that sort of thing. And when the results came back of the testing, it was a match.
Yeah, of course it was.
So on October 3rd of 1996, because 1996,
with this information.
Yes, Robert was charged with the murder of Laurie Stout. A warrant was issued for his arrest. Then on March 6th of 1997, he was charged with unlawful flight to avoid prosecution, and a federal warrant was issued by the U.S. District Court. The FBI was now involved, and an international manhunt was launched.
Yeah, because now we're talking overseas shit.
Yeah.
Now we're talking...
No, we're just out of the country. You're out of the U.S.
I mean, whatever, but they don't even know where
he
exactly.
is.
So now we're talking...
He could be anywhere.
He could be Interpol.
Because he got monies.
Because he has monies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Detectives and FBI conducted phone analysis, like they tapped the phones on his family's phones.
Which I did not know that. Hopefully it's the phone if they're tapping the phone. But I did not know that you don't need a warrant for that.
Oh.
You don't need a warrant for you to be able, like, if somebody needs to tap your phone. Well, these now no more because these are a little bit different. But back in the day.
But I don't think they can get into your house. I think that's where.
No, but they can do it through the power line.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know. I think we heard that in another case that we did. But like back in the 90s, it was, now you can't. But back in the 90s, it was okay. They could just tap the wires outside.
Oh, somebody fact check that, please.
Please don't fact check me. Leave me alone. Let me live my life.
Let me believe what I think I know.
I want to believe it.
Like I said, they conducted phone analysis on his family's phones, hoping that one of them made contact with Robert, but no such luck. They looked over financial records. They monitored the family's travel, especially since they knew that the Van Weese's owned property in Mexico and Guatemala.
Puta madre. No, ese anda bien pinche metido allá en Tulum.
It was strongly believed that Robert was in Mexico. Since the FBI received tips of sightings of him there, those tips claim that Robert worked as on a coconut plantation while also teaching English because he was bilingual.
Okay, bilingual, whatever. But what I'm saying is not the coconut plantation.
Yeah. Other places where there
did his parents were like, te vas, pero yo no te voy a dar dinero?
Well, he was working.
I mean, at a coconut plantation?
And teaching English.
And in Mexico?
Allegedly.
That's
where the tips were saying.
He probably owned the coconut plantation.
Other places that there were sightings of Robert besides Mexico was in New York, Washington, D.C., Central Texas, and in Guatemala. It also...
Él dijo, I'm traveling.
He said North America.
North America.
Yeah. It was also reported that he had different aliases. Francisco Salas.
Where did he get Panchito? Este güey.
Just Robert Van Weiss, not Van Weezy, in one letter.
Okay.
He said, I'm trying, but not really.
I'm trying. You kind of know who I am, but not really.
Yeah. And then the other one también, I'm trying, but not really, was just Robert Weezy.
Wow. No, ese está bien diferente, güey. No, ese sí. Pero el de Francisco Salas se pasó de verga.
Yeah.
O sea, tampoco.
So those were just some, to name a few, not all of them. And he literally could have been anywhere, Barbie, especially if he was bilingual. He had the monies, he had the aliases.
He was chopping coconuts and shit, like
owning coconut plantations.
I'm pretty sure that he did. There's no way that he was the actual worker.
Surveillance was also placed at locations where the Van Weezy family was known to frequent, thinking that maybe they would see something or see Robert or something, pero tampoco it didn't yield any results.
They might put him on a boat and let him sail over there and shit. I don't know.
Sabe. So years passed with no sign of Robert.
Fuck.
But the FBI and the detectives refused to give up. It would be until December 13 of 2016.
No mames. That's almost 20. He was dead in 83.
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years. No mames.
So again, December 13 of 2016, when the FBI decided to put Robert on their top 10 most wanted list.
I wonder if that really works.
With the $100,000 reward money.
Oh, yeah. Con dinero, sí.
So it was then that the case took a turn.
Bro, I would tell on his ass, 100,000 back in the day. Yeah. He's right here, girl. Está comiendo tacos el compa, el Pancho.
Le acabo de servir una coca.
Aquí
con
está.
unos
Pásele,
al pastor.
I'll be like, pásele, señora. Aquí está. Like that. Yeah.
After placing Robert on the most wanted list, FBI agents had identified more than 30 people who had close ties to him and had planned to reach out to each and every one of them, right?
Bro, money
talks.
Money makes the coochie go whoop, whoop.
It makes the world go around.
Yeah.
So when they talked to his mom, after placing him on the list, because this was a really big deal, right? Mm-hmm. They told her that he was going to be arrested sooner or later.
Might as well just tell us the truth, lady.
Especially since any information leading to his whereabouts, that resulted in arrest came with a large sum of money. And somebody was going to give him up. And the safest way for him to come into their,
Because he could get shot in crossfire.
Yeah, exactly.
He could die.
Yeah. The safest way for him to come into their custody was for him to turn himself in.
Yeah.
And his mom knew that too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, también, like, as moms, like, you don't want them to get hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I want
you to go pay for your crimes,
yeah.
pero hazlo bien.
Pero hazlo bien, yeah.
So she knew, even the mom knew that it was going to be a matter of time before they found him. Not long after that, the Travis County District Attorney, Margaret Moore, received a call from Robert Van Weese's attorney.
Okay.
Perry Q. Minton.
Not Perry Q.
Minton.
Nah, Perry Q.
So PQM?
PQM.
Mm-hmm. PQM. Mm-hmm. So PQM called, the district attorney, and he told Margaret Moore, that Robert wanted to turn himself in with a deal in place, with a plea deal in place.
¿Tú quieres plea deal, hijo de la verga?
Now, let's remember, this is 33 years after Laurie's murder.
Exactly.
33 years.
Mm-hmm. He quiere plea deal.
Now, typically, plea deals are not negotiated in situations.
How old was he? So he was 18 when he committed the crime.
And it was 2016. So he was 50, about 50, 51.
50. Oh, todavía puede. You could be a good chunk in jail.
Bitch. No, for sure.
Yeah.
But typically, plea deals are not negotiated in situations where someone is a fugitive.
Yeah, but because you're running, bitch.
And you're not in custody.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
How are you going to negotiate a deal when you're not in custody?
Come in first, like I told my son. Ven.
No te voy a pegar.
No te voy a pegar. Ven. Y luego, and then we'll talk.
But this was a special case.
Because they were just trying to get him, I guess.
It had been so long. So John A. Convery, president of the Texas Criminal Defense Lawyers Association, said, quote, "The prosecution normally wouldn't talk to the representatives of defendants who are not in custody because they don't want to create a system that rewards people for not submitting themselves for arrest, but still have the benefit of negotiating their case."
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Usually, law enforcement focuses on finding the fugitive in a different country and then often going through a lengthy extradition process to have them returned to the U.S. Mm-hmm. So District Attorney Margaret Moore said, quote, "As a brand new DA, I was confronted with something unusual, but I thought it was the right thing to do. The overriding interest was to get him in our custody to face the charges here."
Yeah, I mean, it was going to take them longer to just get him arrested in wherever he's at.
Because you still have to do the extradition.
And then the country has to,
You have to negotiate y todo eso.
And not only that, but that country has to, I think they have to process them too.
Yeah.
And then, give them charges. And then, it's going to take time. And what if he gets out or something? I don't know.
So Margaret Moore really just wanted to get justice for Laurie and her family. Because, like I said, it had been so long.
Yeah.
Now, Mexico was not going to agree to extradite.
Oh, he was in Mexico?
Yes.
Okay.
So Mexico was not going to agree to extradite Robert to Texas if the death penalty was on the table.
Of course not.
So it was taken off the table in order to be able to arrest Robert Van Weezy. And he agreed to turn himself in exchange for 30 years in prison. That was the plea. On January 26th of 2017, the FBI, U.S. Marshals, and Border Patrol waited for 51-year-old Robert at the Texas-Mexico border in Laredo.
And me too. I was there.
He was supposed to meet them at 1 p.m. on the pedestrian bridge at the halfway point between U.S. and Mexico, but he didn't show.
Oh, wow.
The minutes ticked by, and they were fearful that maybe Robert changed his mind. And if he had, there was literally nothing that they could do.
Dude, and there's not only that, but they were never going to catch him.
Se iba a largar a la madre.
Let's be honest. No se iba a regresar. I mean, obviously, it was going to be a harder time for his parents, whatever the fucking shit is. Pero let's be honest.
Yeah.
No lo iban a pescar.
But at 1:36 p.m., he appeared on the bridge and introduced himself to the agents as Robert Van Weezy. and he was arrested.
Okay.
He was actually arrested on Dale's birthday.
Oh, okay. In October?
No, January. Yeah.
No, I thought you said she was from October. Maybe I'm confused.
No,
okay.
Laurie was from October 1st.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, Dale, her daughter. Okay, my bad. Okay.
Now, the plea deal also included that Robert didn't have to speak to investigators about what happened on the night of Laurie's murder.
Why? That's not giving the family shit. I would have been like, no, regrésenlo. And then whenever he's ready to tell me why he killed my daughter, let him back.
My sister,
my family member.
My wife, yeah.
Let him back.
And so they pieced together what they believed happened that night of September 20th, 1983.
Porque es un pinche culo marrano desgraciado.
They believe that Robert showed up that night to register for classes and he saw Laurie cleaning. It was possible that he passed her in the hallway and that they had an interaction. Maybe he told her something and she responded así nada más de pasada, right? Like, oh,
no, because he said he saw the cleaning lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
He then went to the restroom. He developed his plan to leave and then come back in. He left, went to his car or waited in the parking lot or something like that. And then once he saw that the other workers left, that they locked the door y se fueron, he made his way back inside through the fire escape that he left propped open. Mm-hmm. As he was walking back from the parking lot, he would have passed the dumpster, which had the electrical wiring that Gary had used that day to fix a water heater.
Oh, my God.
It just so happened que pasó, and it just so happened that it was Gary, her husband, who had used it to fix a water heater. Isn't that crazy?
Fucked up. Yeah.
He grabbed it, went upstairs, attacked Laurie, sexually assaulted her, and then killed her.
Wow.
On March 28 of 2017.
And he never did it again?
Hold on. Robert pleaded guilty to Laurie's murder and was sentenced to 30 years in prison. During the victim's impact statement portion of the hearing, Beverly, Laurie's sister, told Robert essentially that she hopes he rots in hell and that she hoped his days in prison were consumed with terror to remind him of the terror that his sister felt.
Yeah.
Her sister felt.
I would have been like, and I hope you get raped every fucking minute of your fucking life so you can know what she felt.
Robert also...
Oh, and then I would put toilet paper in your fucking nose.
And your mouth.
And your mouth.
Robert also addressed Laurie's family. And
he had something to say.
Yeah.
Él dijo, I'm going to talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, I need to talk to investigators, but I'm going to tell you this right now. He said that he had no answer for what happened. He said that he had never been violent before and hadn't been violent since.
Okay.
He also said that that the crime will rightfully haunt his soul forever and that he doesn't expect to be forgiven and doesn't deserve to be.
Don't worry about it, bro.
You're not,
and you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Wherever that is. Or you're living through it. You're about to go to hell. Like you're going into hell right now when you go into prison. Like there's going to be hell there.
And that's the case of the murder of Laurie Stout.
There's no way that he never...
did it again or before then.
He probably did a lot of bad things in Mexico. Let's be honest.
I have to believe there's no way that you commit that type of crime as your first crime.
Bro, and then like that
and then just do it once and then that's it.
Let's be honest. What he did was kind of crazy, dude. He brought her in the restroom. He sexually assaulted her. He strangled her. And then he put toilet paper in her mouth.
But obviously he had those thoughts in his mind before.
Obviously.
But how do you just pass her in the hallway and be like, oh, yeah,
this is who I'm going to kill?
Yeah.
Porque estaba sola, me imagino, and because she was just...
It's a crime of opportunity.
Or maybe because she was nice. And that's the thing. Like, it's really, really horrible to think that you can't even, like, be nice to someone anymore because you don't know what they're thinking.
You don't even know if she was nice. Maybe she just said...
buenas noches,
good
or
night.
how you doing, or whatever. Like, de pasada. No, I'm not, like, telling you que she was, like, having a conversation with him, but she at that moment, she could have just even been like, like that.
Just smiled.
Like, just smiled, and that was it.
But for him to just... And he was 18.
18. He lived his whole life, though. He lived his whole life.
Yeah.
He was 50, dude. Ya pa entonces, andaba haciendo cutting coconuts.
He probably had a family.
He had a family and shit. Yeah, absolutely. Francisco Rosales andaba haciendo mamadas in Mexico. There's no way that he didn't.
Yeah.
But that is crazy.
And sad.
And super sad.
But I'm just glad that her parents were not alive when they found out who killed her, but her siblings
and
are
her
still
daughter.
alive. Yeah, and her daughter. So.
And the fact that, I mean, even Gary, even though he obviously was upset because they kept blaming him, but it's not about you, Gary. Yeah. Okay, it's not about you. They needed to make sure that they knew what had happened, you know? So I think Gary took it a little bit too personal. I don't know Gary, but whatever. But what I'm saying is, dude, the fact that he was able to find exactly what happened to his wife, it's awesome, you know, at the same time. Anyway, let us know what you think. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram, you can at
Cafecito and Crime Pod. And if you would like to download our episodes, leave us a review and rate us. We would really appreciate it.
Yes, we would.
Yeah.
Talk to you in the next one.
Bye.